Hey there, everybody. It's late Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. That means it's time for another catch up with Mayo, live discussion, Q&A, you name it, whatever you want to call it. And I'm here already seeing some comments and people joining us like Adam and Noah, Music Sound Gear, Woodland Goblin. And I'm going to wait a little bit before I tackle one of the questions that I see here. Even Aunt Mimi shows up. What's going on? What's going on? Well, right off the top, Music Sound Gear says, "Hi, Joe. Did you notice? Let me highlight this. Did you notice that the McCartney one in the box set is branded with the Apple label? That is the first original Apple LP of Paul's to have Apple branding that I have ever seen. There you go. Sure. Um, as far as a re-release, just to clarify, you meant CD or new re-release. All right. So, folks, I'm here. The weather has been amazing. This summer, the weather has been amazing. Not too humid, sunny most days. Having said that, I know we're going to be getting rain soon. That has to happen eventually, once in a while. But I like the sun. Who doesn't? I would guess, as far as weather conditions, nobody wants to be walking around in the wet rain and grayness. So, hello, Dino, and let's see what we're going to talk about here. There is no topic, you can just bring up subjects within reason. And we're joined here by Sir James Bowie, Sinatra, Lenny, White, Lennon. That's a tough one. I like to just say Sir James Bowie. That that's probably the easiest way to do it. And yeah, let's see what's on your so-called minds today. Huh? All right. We got like 46 people. I'd appreciate anybody watching if you hit the like button. That helps recommend me, I guess, to the with the algorithm scenario. Dino, doing great still. Thanks for asking. Let's see. And Robert Logan, hello. He always brings up the Chicago Fest, and he can't wait. Would like so much one of these days, one of these years, to go to the Chicago Fest. It couldn't be done this year. Now it's easy for me to say a year in advance, oh, next year I'll be there. So, hello, Rick Rogers. I'm trying to took Tom. I'm kind of losing that what you're saying there. Yeah, the Monsters trailer. Let me tell you, I saw both Monsters trailer, including the new one that's in color. And I'll tell you, in my opinion, it sucks. It is garbage. And if it was good, I'd say it was good. Give it the chance. Say I was pleasantly surprised. It looks like total crap. You can't judge a movie by its trailer, really. You shouldn't. However, in a movie like this, you can see the monsters actors. You can see what they look like, what they sound like. What you get a good enough picture of what this piece of garbage is going to be by watching that. And there is no way in hell I'm going to see this. I thought that I would see it in my movie channel. I could review it. But I'm not looking to see it just to bash it. If I went to see it and I thought it was actually good, I would tell you it was good, in my opinion. But the trailer is just abysmal. It is terrible. Hi, Noah. What's my next concert? There isn't one at this particular time. So we'll see. Okay, Sir James Bowie did his first interview. Very good. I'm going to be doing my first interview soon. I'm supposed to be recording an interview with somebody. I won't say who at the moment. And that's going to be supposed to be recorded next week. I don't know when I'll put it up, but you'll see it if you keep watching it. Hello, Darren. Darren Gamble. Just don't ask me to sing. What's my favorite singer from the 80s? Ooh, boy, I wish I could come up with these answers. There's so many that pop into my mind. I just don't know what to say. I don't know. Debbie Harry, who was really the '70s, but went into the '80s, early '80s, is one of them. Cyndi Lauper, believe it or not. I always seem to go for the women a lot. As far as that, there's a lot of bands, songs from the early '80s that I liked. All kinds of stuff. Penny Lane, what's going on? And Frida Kelly had a birthday past couple of days. Go Frida is a very good documentary. All you Beatle people, check it out. Go Frida. I would very much like to also recommend my movie channel. My movie channel, if you don't know by now, is called Mayo After Dark. During the day, I think about the Beatles, listen to music in general. Then at night, I watch movies, TV shows, things like that, and that's the other channel. I'm going to be having a special Q&A over there, so you might want to jot this down. I'll try to remember to repeat it a few times here today. I'm going to be with my friend Tom Hunyadi, who was also my colleague from the show Talk More Talk. And we're going to be talking movies because he's a big movie fan. And it's over at my other channel, which you have to subscribe to see that. That's Mayo After Dark. Again, we're supposed to do a live Q&A, and it's looking like it's going to be Monday, this Monday coming up, a couple of days from now. And that will be Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. at night Eastern. So that's going to be good. Well, let's see. Good question, Blood Vessel. The free jazz hating Englishman from the record store is in there a lot. No, he's not in there a lot. And I agree with him 100%. I feel exactly the same as he does. I'm not a jazz fan. So that's why I love making a joke there. So about that. But he's funny and he's not in there a lot. No. So, okay. Hello to Rob Scior Music. I think that there's a possibility. I'm hoping that Robert S. is going to be joining me for this interview that I'm not really saying who it's with yet. It's not Paul or Ringo, I'll tell you that. But hopefully he's going to join me if he can. What's my favorite TV show? It's hard to find the one. I mean, I can name a bunch of them. The Honeymooners, I Love Lucy, The Odd Couple, All in the Family, The King of Queens, Twilight Zone, etc., etc. Just started watching The Sopranos again. It's funny. I've watched The Sopranos show maybe like 3 times, 3 or 4 times, but I always put on the DVDs for season one and season two, and I never keep the interest going to season three. I always become busy with something else, you know. So hopefully this time I get through the entire series. That's the goal. So more English folk in your videos, please. Well, that would be nice. I just take whoever I could get, whoever comes, who's ever there. Oh, great. Robert S. is going to be doing the interview with me. Okay. All right. That's Nick from White Plains. Yes, indeed. Just got my Get Back Blu-ray. Can't wait to watch it on my 4K TV. Let me know what you think of it. I'm happy with it overall, I gotta say. I'm with you, Rod. Yeah, me too. I mean, hey, something for everybody. Am I very thankful that Aunt Mimi raised John? Well, I guess, but she really was kind of tough on him. I don't know. How is Don? Is he okay? I made a video today. I put footage that I had, old footage, a lot of it. A lot of it today was old footage on the new Record Store Reality video that I put up. And the footage I used of Don is a little older footage. He actually was in the hospital recently. And I know he has to wear a catheter. He's had that before. I think in 2017 he wore a catheter 5 years ago. And now he's back on it again, and he's got some things he's got to take care of, but he's still done. He's up and about. So yeah, I'm with you. The first disc definitely looked and sounded amazing. Of the uh, I don't want to say anthology, Get Back, but however, I watched the whole thing, so I enjoyed the whole thing. Hi, Alex. Since my retirement, do I find you keep yourself busy enough? Well, I've always had a lot of hobbies, and there's always enough to do. People keep saying I'm going to be getting bored eventually, but I don't think I could be any more bored than I was actually on my job itself. So that's hard to know for sure. Yes, thank you very much for your prayers to Don. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. Who pays for Don's hospital? I guess people do. I don't know. No, he's got. I asked him. He says he has insurance, so that's good. You got to keep it rolling, otherwise, I don't have anything to add. But I will say this: I did buy a Beatles item, which I'll show whenever I do my next Beatles update. Excuse me. And we're talking about George Harrison live in Japan, but we're talking about the original 1992 version from Germany, the way it was originally released on vinyl. I have this already, but it was a good price, so I got another one. And I tell you, I'm happy to have it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened to Don either. Mo, what's going on? Do Lennon's sometime in New York City release going to happen around his birthday? What do you think? Hope so. I hope it's not going to be given up. I mean, it was supposed to happen. I hope there's not no problem in getting it out there. Well, yes, indeed, we should. I'm ready to start planning that trip whenever you like, Robert. I was just didn't want to bother you. Well, if you weren't top notch, let's do that. We'll talk. That's my favorite John Lennon compilation album. Although I have a soft spot for Shaved Fish, it's not really the best one because it is missing some parts of songs. So right now, it's probably maybe Lennon Legend, possibly. I don't play the compilations. Although Give Me Some Truth, I love Give Me Some Truth because of the sound quality on the songs. So I'm gonna go to Give Me Some Truth at the moment. Although there's stuff on there missing as well, you know. Is there a reason why the complete Beatles will never get a DVD and Blu-ray release? I don't know. Why not? Personally, I just, a lot of people love that. It was great in 1982, 40 years ago, but I just don't think it holds up so much anymore. It seems weak compared to the Beatles anthology. You think Bazooka Joe looks younger by the day? I don't know about that. I think it goes going the other way around. All right. Don was in the hospital, past tense. He was ill. He's not in there anymore. Yeah. Okay, let's go. How close driving is the next record store from the one you always do videos from? Probably like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Alfred, yeah, thank you very much. I look well rested and content. Looks like the retirement is agreeing with you. How could it not? Oh, there's always things to get unrested about and, uptight about or unrelaxed about. Definitely. Hello, Marcus Thompson. What's a good word? What do I think about the Lennon song "Woman"? When it first came out, I didn't think that much of it. Now I love it. I think it's one of his all-time best songs. It's a beautiful song, and what I love about it is that it shows John making the complete transition from being kind of chauvinistic as a youth and kind of, I don't know, not really appreciating women to finally making a song about all women. Because he said the song "Woman" is not just to Yoko, it's partly to Yoko, but it's to all women. That he now appreciates women as a, you know, what word do you use today? You know what I mean? As an entity. That's funny. What? Well, Hot Rocks has to be my favorite Stones compilation. I like Rewind as well. Rewind may not be the best Rolling Stones compilation of later stuff, but it's one of the first ones I remember having. I'm not familiar with all of them, but those are my two favorites right now. What was the first product the Lennon Estate gave me? Was it the Imagine box set? No, the Imagine box set I got on my own. I was the was it Give Me Some Truth? I think it was Give Me. Wow, I can't remember this. No, it wasn't Give Me Some Truth either. No, might have been Plastico and Oban. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank on that. Plastico and Oban for sure. The box of that, and they sent me an Imagine vinyl album on white vinyl. But I'm sure I had the Imagine album first, and then I bought Give Me Some Truth on my own. Mr. Beatles Pro, Tom, what's going on? Let's see. Who was the worst womanizer in the early days? Well, supposedly it was George. It's not a matter of my opinion. We've heard, and even from Olivia, his wife, that George was pretty much of a womanizer. So it could be George. Quiet old George. Um, there you go. How old am I now? 55? No, I just turned 60. And I feel like a kid, and that's the main thing. What do I think about Mick Jagger? I've always liked Mick Jagger as a singer. Not a great singer in the classic sense, but he gives a unique sound to the Rolling Stones. He uses a unique sound in rock and roll. His identifiable voice. All that moving around on stage, some of it is good, some of it's silly. Uh, well, and yeah, I don't know enough about him on a personal level. I never thought he was really that known for his observations, personality, thoughts, anything like that. But do I think that John had a sneaky suspicion that something was going to happen to him? He mentioned to Julian about the white feather, and also to Fred to get his John story correct. Yeah, I think John had some kind of premonition. I mean, there's been stories about him thinking that stuff about violence and stuff and death. What McCartney album would you like to get an archive of next? If I had my way, I would like to get Back to the Egg. And I guess that Back to the Egg is also going to go along together as a bookends with kind of. with London Town, and that's fine too. London Town's not one of my favorite albums by Paul and Wings, but I wouldn't mind getting that along with Back to the Egg. My personal favorite to have would be Off the Ground, believe it or not, because Off the Ground has a lot of bonus tracks that are really good, and it would really improve the reputation of that album, which I think is underrated. Woodland, excuse me, Woodland Goblin. I don't know is if the white piano is still in Yoko's living room at the Dakota. I don't know. Funny questions. I'm reading other here. I was just seeing. Uh, did I do anything special for my 60th birthday? No, I had a special 50th birthday. But on the 60th birthday, unfortunately, my girlfriend during that time was not well. So the 60th birthday was kind of rough. She was in the hospital for a while, and she's out of the hospital. She's been out of the hospital for a couple of months, and she's doing very good. So thank you for all your prayers and thoughts. It really means a lot. And I tell you, I don't want to go too far into that kind of stuff, but I believe in it 150, 250%. Thank you so much, everybody, because we did great. She's doing great. I'm not going to be at the store tomorrow. I'm sorry to say, Robert. We'll have to talk in private about this. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to the movies and with my girlfriend, and she wants to see whatever this movie is there. Huh? This movie about some old lady goes to Paris. Huh? Jeez, there, me says, huh? No, but no, seriously. Hey, she hates horror movies, and she watched The Making of the Exorcist with me, the documentary last night. So and she's watching The Sopranos with me. It's not her thing. So I'm gonna go see this old lady goes to Paris movie with her. Boy. What are my thoughts on James Brown? I don't know enough about. He's exciting. He's riveting. He's a great on-stage performer, and whatever I've heard from him sounds great. But I'm not a big fan or anything. Okay. What is my favorite John Lennon song from the '80s? There are not many of them, are there? Sadly. That's a good question. I'd have to think about it. Really have to think about it. Think of double fantasy. I may go with maybe watching the wheels. Watching the wheels, woman and beautiful boy. Those three. It's funny you should say this, CD man. I was listening just recently to the CD of McCartney's MTV Unplugged album. It is great. And after all this time, Paul sounds so fantastic in 1991. And I really wish there would be, yeah, a video release so we could see it along with hearing it, an official release, you know. Okay, I'm glad I inspired you one way or the other to try the merry-go-round LP. Glad you like it. No, just like with new music, I'm not much for new horror movies much. Look, Rob, let's talk about this in private. Okay? Yeah, we could meet, but I don't really know. I have things written down. I know I'm doing a show with Tom Hunyadi Monday night, but you talk about Monday during the day. But I don't know why I think there's something else going on Monday, but I'm sure nobody wants to hear about this now. So we'll talk about it. A Winnie the Pooh horror movie. I know they had a horror movie about the banana splits killing people or something, which I did not see. What's my favorite George Harrison song from the '80s? Well, it takes a lot of thinking because this is what takes a lot of time. But I'm guessing it's got to be something from Cloud Nine album. It could be Devil's Radio. This is off the top of my head. Could be Devil's Radio. Could be That's What It Takes. I'd have to think about that, but that's what first came to mind. My favorite George Harrison song from the 2000s. Ay, um, I'm trying to think of the Brainwashed album. I'm gonna go with Any Road if you want to consider that a 2000s song. Do I like Asian horror? Some of it. Well, I've seen some Asian horror films. I've even seen some Dracula movies from Asia. Um, of course, I love the Godzilla movies, which is not really what you're talking about, though. And there's a Ringu, right? Ringu. Well, Rod, I've never really cared for The Shining. I never understood what all the big hoopla was about. It's not a favorite movie of mine at all. I've given it a couple of tries, but I can't answer that question. Hello to Scott, by the way. Yeah, I haven't seen the Banana Splits monster movie when they kill people, but favorite McCartney song from the '90s has to be whatever comes into my mind first. I'm gonna go with Some Days. If I really thought about it, maybe there'd be something else. But the first song that came to my mind is "Some Days" off Flaming Pie. So, no, I really didn't watch Bruce Lee movies, but I did see Enter the Dragon and I saw Game of Death. I mean, I saw them, but I wasn't a real big fan. But I had a neighbor growing up as a kid who was an older guy. I mean, I was maybe like 12. This guy was like 18, 17, or 17, 18, and he was really into martial arts. I certainly was into the Carl Douglas song "Kung Fu Fighting." I'll tell you that, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Every time I get that song on the radio or hear it, always feel that it's sentimental for me. Back to Paul McCartney. Yeah, "Hope of Deliverance" is one of my favorite Paul songs of the '90s. Also, I thought that Bob Dylan was on tour or had to do something else. I like to think that Bob would have definitely gone and returned the favor to George uh, for going to his tribute concert. I really like to think that Bob Dylan wouldn't have missed it if he could have helped it. So, as far as a favorite action movie, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. There's so many action movies, and then we talk in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. There's a lot of them. And what qualifies as an action movie? Some people think Jaws is an action adventure movie. If it is, that would be it. So, well, I like the Planet of the Apes television series now. I hated it when I was a kid, and it's funny how that's like that with a lot of things. You would think as a child you would like it, and then as an adult you would not like it. I went the other way around, only because as a child I loved the Planet of the Apes. I was a fanatic, still am, and I loved the movies. And then when the TV show came on, they tried to make it so different from the movies in the sense that nothing really matched the chronology very well, and they had the humans beings talking, and they shouldn't be talking and stuff like that. But now I like the show, and I realize what it is, which is kind of an updated version of The Fugitive. Really, is what the Ape Show was on TV. Fugitive with apes. Bob showed up at Bangladesh, so they were kind of even. I guess you could say that in a way, but I thought of that even, a clock radio. In the back of my head, I thought that as I was saying it, but then I thought to myself, yeah, but it's a little different because it's a tribute to the artist. You know what I mean? Bangladesh was more like, let's get together and play for a cause, you know. Whereas the idea was that, George is paying tribute to Dylan at the Dylan tribute, and I see it a little different. Oh yeah, I will take a archive edition of anything they're willing to put out. You know, Chaos and Creation's a great Paul album. I'd love to see them put that out as well. What's my favorite Elvis Presley documentary? I haven't seen many, but I do like very much This Is Elvis. I think This Is Elvis is a fine documentary. You know, so I recommend This Is Elvis from 1981. Why don't I drive up to the Hamptons and see if I can spot Paul? I've thought of doing that many times, but I've been told by people who go there. In fact, one of them is an autograph dealer, a guy who gets autographs, and has met Paul or has met Paul on different occasions. And he says, and I believe him, he says, "Don't even waste your time." Because Paul likes his privacy and he's there to vacation and to get away from it all. Doesn't like to be followed around and stuff. And it's not over yet. Maybe I'll, you know, one day, one summer. I know they got it's running out of time, but Woodland. I'm not a fan of the Jaws sequels really. I tolerate Jaws 2 because it has Roy Scheider coming back. And these days, the reason that I watch it at all is because it's like Roy Scheider back again, and we're finding out what happened to the chief character, Chief Brody. I care more about him than anything else. Um, but anyway, I do have all three on Blu-ray because not too long ago I actually bought a Jaws 3 pack. I wanted to get Jaws 2 on Blu-ray, and they came with 2, 3, and 4. It came with 2, 3, and 4, so I got all of them. And by the way, this summer I think I will be watching all the Jaws movies at some point before September. And go over to my movie channel and please subscribe to what's called Mayo After Dark. And over there, I'm eventually going to be talking about the Jaws movies, just so you know. Uh, Top three Beatle books. Well, tune in. Definitely is good. Um, I like chronology, like books of like chronology, like the Beatles chronology. I like the Beatles recording sessions book. You know, can I rate the five Planet of the Apes movies? Yes. The first one, classic ones, first five. Planet of the Apes, the first one, 4 out of 4 stars. And then the second one, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, 3 out of 4. And then Escape from the Planet of the Apes, the third one, 3.5 out of 4. I used to not really like the third one because I thought there's not that many apes in it, only a couple of apes, but it's really a good story and heartwarming, good feelings. So 3.5 for that. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, 3. And Battle for the Planet of the Apes, the last film, I'm going to give that 3 also because I think they're basically all good. The first one is great. The other ones are all good. Third one's very good. Because I think Battle for the Planet of the Apes, the last one, is one of the most underrated films ever. The only thing wrong with the fifth film in the series is because by the time that's a Battle for the Planet of the Apes, there was nothing really left to do. The storyline. The first four all had different directions with their story. We go back to the past, we go to the past and ahead to the future, and so on. But when you get to the last one, there's no more ideas really, but it does have a good heart. It shows a good heart. It shows a moral lesson. It's about good and evil. It's like the story of Cain and Abel is really what it is. I've never read the entirety of Hunter Davies' Beatles biography. My favorite Paul McCartney live album. It's funny. I was just playing Unplugged. It could be Unplugged right now, but I like Unplugged, and I like also the Amoeba gig, which is kind of a surprise for a lot of people. Yes, it's true that the original Halloween Michael Myers mask was made from a Captain Kirk of Star Trek mask. Yeah, they cut the eyes out. They did some stuff to it, painted it and stuff. Absolutely true. Yeah, Keith Gordon. Well, the movie that I know Keith Gordon from best is Brian De Palma's Dress to Kill, which I really like. Michael Caine. Yeah, believe me, if I ever tried to meet Paul in Amagansett, I'd figure it out. Oh, I don't know. I would never drive to Times Square. I can't imagine. Hour and a half. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Which ape movie has Paul Williams? The last one, Battle for the Planet of the Apes. No offense to Paul Williams, but he plays an orangutan, and back in the '70s he had that long blondish hair. He, his stature and everything. He was perfect to play an orangutan. Paul Williams, the songwriter, singer. How is the flea market? Sunrise Highway. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. Well, Wings Over America is all right too, but I have a problem. It's always the one everybody picks. So you know, if I had to star in a movie, which one would it be? I can't really say that here in public. Let's put it that way. That's the first thing that came into my mind. What's my favorite B film? Oh, I don't know. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, perhaps. I mean, there's so many good B films. Yeah, they ran out of bullets, Blood Vessel. What is my favorite movie from 2021? I don't think I saw any movies from 2021. I can't remind me if I've seen any. Oh, how about can I pick Get Back? Have I ever been outside the U.S.? Only once, technically. I went to Arizona and I went over the border to Mexico. And I remember when I tried to get back, it was kind of tough. They didn't really. It took me a while to convince them that wasn't Mexican. So you know, I'm glad that diarrhea loves Ringo the Fourth. Come on, what are you kidding? Come on, man. Scott. Hey, Scott. Thanks very much, Scott. Scott contributed a little support. Thank you. Welcome to do the same. Thank you. Yes, Felix, I do like Rockestra. A lot of people like to slam that. I've heard people say things like, "With all the talent they have there, with all those performers, that's the best they could come up with." I love it. It won an award, a Grammy award, I think. I'm perfectly fine with that. And Rockestra didn't only do that; they did "So Glad to See You Here" as well. For some reason, Woodland, I can't picture Elizabeth McGovern in my mind. I don't know why. Yeah, I like them both. So glad to see you here. I probably like that better myself. It has words, but not as the chords aren't great, but they fit a crazy rock song like that. Okay, Scott. Do I know about this? I mean, does it ring a bell? The 1990 Paul McCartney Get Back concert Blu-ray being released in August. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. I actually don't own that. I never got that. I will buy that, I guess. Then I don't. I never had that. I know the one you mean. I wish that's interesting. They're going to release that probably to capitalize on people are going to buy Get Back, thinking the Beatles Get Back. But that would be good to have. Hello, Mark Covington, doing well. You actually like Paul Williams' voice. You and me against the world. Yeah, just an old fashioned love song. You know where you could really see Paul Williams shine? Well, in the Phantom of the Paradise, he's good in there. Paul Williams, you know, is a place. You and me. And he's also on an episode of The Odd Couple, which I mentioned earlier. And he's pretty good on that. The Phantom of Hollywood. I don't know if you mean Phantom of the Paradise. I don't know Phantom of Hollywood, but I know Phantom of the Paradise, and it's sad because I really thought I would like that a lot better. Okay, well, Mike, you kind of missed this. I think what I'm going to do is stay tuned to my other channel. Those who haven't subscribed, please do. It's a movie and television related channel. It's called Mayo After Dark, and I watch movies and TV after dark. And I thought I would do a reaction to the Monsters trailer. And I think they're trolling. I'll say this much: it sucked, but I'm really going to say a lot more in the video. Oh yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. Of course, how could I forget? It was fun seeing, fun seeing Paul Williams and Smokey and the Bandit. Absolutely, yeah. In the Odd Couple episode, Felix's daughter had a crush on Paul Williams. Do I own Driving Rain on vinyl? Yes, I do. Try to be a completist when it comes to Paul McCartney's own studio albums. So yeah, I do. Let's see. Thank you very much. Graham enjoyed my cheapskate video. I did a video about cheapskates. Hey, Mike, I'm glad you liked not only the channel but the profile pic. I really like that profile pic myself. I must say, I really like that. I've been trying to keep the movie channel going. It's not easy. The problem with the movie channel is when I do movie reviews about certain movies, a lot of movies I watch aren't going to interest everybody. Like I just did one on a 1974 comedy film called Law and Disorder, which starred Ernest Borgnine and Carol O'Connor as two friends who become auxiliary cops. It's a comedy, starts out comical, gets a little more serious as it goes on. And nobody wanted to know about that. I mean, I'm used to putting videos up here on Mean Mr. Mayo and them getting, 1,000 hits or more, and it's just weird when someone gets like 150, 200. It's just something I'm not used to, and it's okay. I'm going to grow the channel, but perhaps there's not as much interest for that kind of thing. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm sorry, Phantom of Hollywood, Jack Cassidy. Never saw it. Now that you mentioned it, I think I remember I bought this magazine, Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, and they did have pictures, I think, from that movie. Uh, when do I think there'll be another release by Paul McCartney and by the Beatles? No guess right now. Yes, indeed, mean Mr. Mustard. Yes, indeed. Okay, you're watching the Mets and Cubs game. It's 1-1, the bottom of the 10th. Boy, it was 1-1. Let me know what's going on with that. Bottom of the 10th. It's the bottom of the 10th. Are they playing at in New York? I forget. No, no, I'm not a Star Wars fan. Real briefly, I could make a video about that too, which I'm going to put on my movie channel. I think I'm going to make a video about that too. What happened for me basically was when Star Wars came out, I was 15 years old, not a bad age, but I was very big into the Planet of the Apes series, which is also uh, a 20th Century Fox franchise, and they were very big. They had toys, they had the movies, they had the TV show, they had a magazine, they had comic books, and all of a sudden Star Wars came out. That was it, Planet of the Apes. Everything was Planet of the Apes. So, I kind of resented that happened to Planet of the Apes. Star Wars took over everything, not just Planet of the Apes, everything. However, when I actually got around to seeing the movie wasn't the first one wasn't the first three weren't bad. And I think out of the first three, my favorite one is the second one, Empire Strikes Back. But I'm not a big fan. No. Thank you very much, Mark Covington. Thank you so much for your. I appreciate your generous support. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Am I a Star Trek fan? Well, let's put it this way. I wouldn't call myself a Star Trek fan either, but I'm way more of a Star Trek fan than I am a Star Wars fan. Star Trek, I didn't see in the 60s. I didn't catch that till I was in high school in the 70s and the late 70s. And Star Trek, I like. The original series, I like quite a bit. And the Next Generation, I like. It's funny. The Next Generation, I like a lot of the characters. So I could see myself getting into that. So yeah, Star Trek, the original series, and Generate Next Generation. Yeah. Okay. I hope you like the Elvis movie there, RS. Favorite Beatles Phil Spector solo or group production? I'm gonna go with Let It Be. Uh, critics be damned. I think he did a great job with Let It Be. Oh, the Mets are on the road. Okay, I didn't even know. Huh. I said podcast, not channel. I'm sorry. I must be missing what you asked. Do you like the track or talk more talk? Uh, I'm not a big fan of this of the song "Talk More Talk." No. Um, I don't mind the song itself as much as the introduction. I hate all that spoken garbage at the beginning of it. The song itself, it's not horrible, but it's not a favorite. Which movie have I watched the most? I think it's a toss up between two. I'm going to say it's a toss up between the original Frankenstein starring Boris Karloff and probably a close second is Planet of the Apes. The original Planet of the Apes, maybe Jaws. Those three probably the most. Hey, Big Bear, what's going on? Uh, I never saw 2010, the sequel, but 2001: A Space Odyssey, I saw kind of late in life. I never saw it in the movie theater. I'd like to see that in the movie theater, and I thought it was kind of, in a way, it was confusing. Didn't make too much sense. But what I liked about it was even now the special effects hold up pretty nicely for 2001. I think the effects hold up nicely even today. And also, there's kind of scary parts in there with the computer HAL thinking for itself. That's kind of creepy. Yeah, the Elvis movie. I'm glad. I made two videos on it. I did a review and discussion on the Elvis movie right here on Mean Mr. Mayo, and I was a lot more generous to it. Then I did if you want to check out the second one over on my movie channel, Mayo After Dark, I I didn't watch it again. I only saw it one time. But I thought about it. I'm like, now, there's a lot of things wrong with that. And I should have mentioned, which I forgot to mention, Linda Thompson isn't even featured in there. Elvis had another girlfriend at the end of his life. I don't know why they feel they gotta like omit stuff, but whatever. At the moment, I don't think I own a single 8 track by Elvis. I do collect 8 tracks to a point, but I don't think I have any Elvis 8 tracks. Oh, I think I missed wait a minute. I think I missed a donation, but I can't find it. I'll find it. Ah, there it is. The day the earth stood still, Big Bear. Thank you very much. He's a really generous person. Thank you. Means a lot. You're really supportive. You help me, the channel, help me to get do things to buy and show, especially that I'm retired. It's not quite like it was before. So thank you very much. And the day the earth stood still. That movie's a movie that I didn't like in my earlier days. I like it now, I must say. All right. Me, Mr. Mustard says the thing I liked the most about Get Back was seeing them recording the takes that made it into the album. That was really satisfying. I agree with you. And I was watching it again on the new Blu-ray, but what really kind of bugs me, I can be critical about Get Back too. For a Beatles fan like me, it was absolute Beatle fan dream to see all that extra footage and everything, right? Wasn't it? However, at the same time, from a critical standpoint, it was too bloated, man. It was way too bloated. It has to be trimmed and cut down. Uh, I can't see casual fans getting much out of it, to tell you the truth. And like you said here, every time they went into the recording the takes and they finally get the take, you don't see the whole recording. You know, they just give you too many little snippets of things. They really the film the way Peter Jackson edited it disappoints me. I would have liked to see more complete takes of some of the songs. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I just did a I put up a new record store video. Check it out. It's number 83, video number 83. Record Store Reality episode 83. It's up now. And yeah, the guy with the tattoos said pick up that other guy and shake him upside down until his money falls out. That was funny. He's only kidding, of course, but it was funny. Do I have a favorite nonfiction film? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I got to think about that. I must. I know. I'm sure I do. But what's nonfiction? Holy cow! Oh wow! I don't want to just come up with any name. You know, historical film favorite. Oh boy. Would you call A Hard Day's Night nonfiction? It's kind of fictional, right? I guess it's fictional. I'd really have to think about that one, Felix. What is the worst Elvis film? I'm still doing Elvis reviews. If you watch my channel, I'll be doing Elvis reviews, film reviews. Um, there's a few that are contenders for me in no particular order. Kissing Cousins, Stay Away Joe, Frankie and Johnny. Those are three of the worst ones for me. You may say, what's the difference? They're all the same. Thank you for the update, Robert. Much appreciated. Rob, I agree with you. King Creole is the best Elvis film. Yeah, Charo is one of the worst, I think, too. But at least Elvis is trying to do, it's more serious. Hello, James Byers. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here. Will I see Halloween Ends? Yes, I will, and I'll be surprised if Halloween ends with Halloween Ends. But yeah, I'm gonna see it. Um, yeah, yeah. Change of habit. I don't mind, James. Personally, for me, I mean, I know you give me your opinion. But, yeah, it's got some decent acting, I guess, from Elvis. Elvis looks great with he got the sideburns. Mary Tyler Moore is in it. It's not good, plays a nun. And I love that song, not Change of Habit. Well, Change of Habit's all right. Rubbernecking, Rubbernecking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes Robert S. Sometimes I leave weird stuff like that in there. Okay, Big Bear. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for saying hello. Do you like to get back? I I hate the song Teddy Boy. I think it's one of the stupidest, most idiotic Paul songs ever. However, I love the version where John jokes around, take your partner, do si do. I like that because John is kind of like, making having fun with it. Um, I mean, let me back up a little bit. Paul's got way, way, way worse songs than Teddy Boy. You know. Yeah, I was wondering about. Yeah, you got a good point here. Sometimes there wasn't full footage. Maybe there might not have been full footage of a song. The tape could have ran out. The film could have ran out. This is an interesting question. Would you rather them keep trying to reboot the classic Universal monsters or let it rest? If they keep doing them the way they're doing them, let them rest. I hate the new reboots. I hate them. The Mummy films with the Brendan Fraser, that comedy garbage film, CGI cartoon, animated looking cartoon joke fest, The Mummy. I hated that thing. And same thing with Van Helsing. That sucked. But if you do it right, if you do it like the movie, the one that they did that movie, The Wolfman. That was the least offensive of all of them. That was not as bad as the others, but they could do it right. But they're not going to do it right. So what's the use? If they wanted to make it serious and more like the old films, great. Jurassic Park also. No, I'm a fan of Michael Crichton. His movie Westworld is one of my all time favorite movies of any genre. I did not see the original Jurassic Park when it came out. I just wasn't into it. I saw only one of them, and I forget which one it was a couple of years ago. Not the one that's out now, the one before this is the one. And I just, yeah, I don't, it's not my thing. Thoughts on Beatles albums where drums in one side of speakers, music in the other? I don't like that. I don't like the harsh separation in stereo when they do that. I'm not a fan of that. I like the overall idea of stereo sound being more full and encompassing you, all around you. But I don't like when they have, you hear like a drum over here and a guitar over there and voices back there or whatever. I don't know. That's Edge of Reality. If we're talking about Elvis Presley, maybe Edge of Reality is a great song. I love it. Maybe as close as Elvis got to psychedelia. The scene in that movie in the film Live a Little, Love a Little, which is one of my favorite Elvis movies, believe it or not, is really wild. I actually saw the Rebel Without a Cause and I saw East of Eden, but it's been a long time. So I can't really remember which one I like better. I'd have to look. I took notes on them. So, yeah, they would talk for many years about doing a Creature from the Black Lagoon reboot, but the creature wasn't going to look the same. And I thought they were going to have a female creature as well. So, thanks, Mike. I'm glad you like the Big Lots video. The funny thing about that is I had more footage. I accidentally deleted it. There were more videos, more Blu-rays that I could have shown, but I accidentally deleted that video out of the camera. It's a long story. Yeah, James, I know that's the rumor I've been hearing. I wish I could report it, but it's not official. So that maybe London Town and Back to the Egg will finally be getting the archives in the fall. That's what I've heard. What do I think of Linda McCartney's Wide Prairie album? I love it. I absolutely love it. I discovered it also a year or two ago, whenever it was reissued, and wow, I just like Linda's voice. It's not perfect, but I like it. What's my favorite British comedies? Oh boy, I'm sorry, Lila, that I can't come up with any off the top of my head. I know I have them. I know I have them. I'm gonna like kick myself after I'm done with the chat. That's when I'm gonna think of them. Terry Thomas. Yeah, Terry Thomas is pretty funny. I will say that. Okay. And Andrew Dixon. Thanks for joining us, Andrew. He says there should definitely be a 2-hour edit of Get Back for TV that could pull casual viewers in. I like that idea, Andrew. I like that a lot. I still would like to see them try to do maybe a 3-hour theatrical version. 2 hours and 45 minutes. I mean, the new Elvis movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes. So give us a really good 2 hour and 40 minute. I don't know. Edit. I think it would be great. Most overrated movie, in my opinion. There's so many of them, and again, but there's so many. But when you come up to um, one of them is Vertigo. I'm a Hitchcock fan within reason, but I think Vertigo bores the socks off me. I mean, I've seen other Hitchcock movies that don't bore me. I'm bored to death with Vertigo. I only saw it once, only tried it once. Another one I think is overrated is the John Wayne film, The Searchers. Those are two that are like I just don't get it with those two movies. Yeah, I heard about this movie, The Shape of Water. I was up for an award, wasn't it? But I didn't see it. Yes, I did finally get the newest James Bond film. Do I plan on getting The Hateful Eight to complete? Not only The Hateful Eight is the only Tarantino film I haven't seen, and I bought it. I bought it on a used Blu-ray, and I don't know what it's mysteriously gone. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. But yeah, I got the new James Bond film. I have real reservations about it and trepidations. I'm glad if Andrew Dixon's still here, he can tell us about he thought of it. I'd love to know what your take was, Andrew, on the new Bond film and the direction. I heard about it. I heard about the ideas at the end and whatnot. Hi, Cherry Carter. Yes, I watched the entire season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It had its ups and downs, its highs and lows. I enjoyed it overall. But my feeling on Curb Your Enthusiasm, although I'll stick with it for as long. I hear Larry wants to do another season 12, and I'm all for it. However, it's getting to be really repetitious now. What used to work is getting really repetitious. I'm getting tired of the wife Susie screaming, "You lousy you son of a blah, blah, blah." That's getting dull. The guy Leon who lives in the house just says, "Oh man, mother blah, 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 mother effer," all this kind of stuff. I'm tired of him. And it's the same kind of thing. But don't like Kill Bill. I love Kill Bill. Kill Bill, and I'm glad you said, well, Kill Bill, the whole thing, volume one and two. I like two even better than one. And I think it's a fantastic epic. I'd like to see Kill Bill released as an epic. In fact, I was lucky when I first started going with my girlfriend, and it's not really her type of thing at all. She doesn't like violent stuff like that. She went with me at a midnight show where they showed Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2, and she loved it. I think what she liked about it was, it's about a woman warrior. I think that's what she liked about it. I do not own Time Out. I know all about it. I really don't care if McCartney loves that record. McCartney loves Pet Sounds and thinks it's the greatest record ever made. He can have it. But I have no interest in Time Out. I know it's supposed to be great. I've seen the album in the store a million times. Oh yeah, it's a mad, 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 mad world. This is a great film. I showed it to my nephew once, and he just didn't get anything out of it. I think, you got to know the comedians in it. You got to know who the people are in there. I think so. Actually, believe it or not, Bazooka Joe gave me this shirt. Believe it or not, I'm surprised, but he did. Now everybody, you know, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, James. Yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm is getting stale. It's just there's not much else you could do. Larry's walking around, he offends somebody, da, 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 you know. But I still like to have it, believe it or not. So, hello, Dave. Yeah, I don't love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as much as everybody else, but it had its moments. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that at all. I think you need to I think you need to watch Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2. That's not necessarily true. Well, yeah, I think you're right. The sound especially. When I watched part 1 on the new Blu-ray, I thought it was great. Keep in mind, I'm watching on my regular television set, and I'm watching it on 2.0 kind of mono, just 2 channels. I'm not watching 7 point this, 6, 18.5 point, Dolby Atmos, whatever it is. I'm just watching 2 point, and I like the sound better. I think the sound's better. Yes, one day I would love to get myself walking across Abbey Road, a photo of that. That would be great. What's my thoughts on Rob Zombie's movies? I haven't seen all of them. I thought the first movie I ever saw of his was The Devil's Rejects, and I thought that was excellent. I thought it was such a great modern update. And it's not a film for Robert S. to watch. It was a modern updating of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the 2000s. It was gritty, bloody, sick, completely maniacal, and horrifying. I thought it was great. I did not like his first Halloween and Halloween 2. I thought they both were disappointing. Halloween 1 was better than 2. Halloween 2 was a complete disaster by Zombie. The first one was good. And that's the only ones I've seen by him. Those are the three. I think those are the three movies. So, what's the standout moment from Get Back? Oh, there's so many of them. I don't know. When Paul writes uh, the song "Get Back" from nothing, like giving birth to a child from from nothing, is fantastic. That's the first one that pops into my mind. For some reason, I love this segment in the second part, the beginning of part two, when they first go in and George has just quit the band, and they're all sitting around. They don't know what to do, and Paul and Ringo look so sad and depressed. I just love that tension of that. Usually I stop the chat around now, but this is going pretty nice, so I don't know. Uh, Oh, Devil's Rejects is a wonderful movie, a wonderful horror movie, a wonderful sick, twisted movie. Cannibal Holocaust, yeah, I've had the misfortune of seeing that. If anybody wants to know what that is, it's a foreign film. But I'm pretty sure it's a foreign film, and they use real animals. That's all I'll say. It's really tasteless and disgusting. What's my favorite Seinfeld episode? I like the one with the soup Nazi. I like the one with the bubble boy. I like the one when they're trying to use Marley Matlin sign language and reading lips to find out what somebody's doing. I like the girl who's one minute she's pretty, the next minute she looks ugly, depending on how the lighting is. And I also like an episode where they all get a job or something, taking doing different things, taking care of elderly people, and Elaine gets a job taking care of a woman that has an enormous growth on her neck or something like that. Yeah, this is really fun. This is going good. Do I like Hammer horror movies? Yes, I do. I like Universal first, but I like Hammer second. Just like this, I love Universal first, but Hammer's there second with horror films. So, thank you all for being here. I'm going to shut the chat down now. Thank you for all your support, those who helped out. And please save these questions for next week and next time. This is great. Please be here. I'll try to do it. And what a great way to end it. The Mets won 2-1 and 11. What happened to Joe Lee? Where are you, Joe Lee? Are you crying? Crying somewhere in your beer because maybe your Yankees lost one game, so it's time to abandon ship? No, seriously. This was a real good chat. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, please don't forget that this Monday, what's the date? I can't even do the 18th. Geez, I don't even know. Today's the 16th, so that would make it the 18th. Monday night on my movie channel, Mayo After Dark. I'm going to be doing a Q&A like this. We can talk only about movies with my friend Tom Hunyadi, the two of us, and we're going to talk about movies and TV and stuff like that. Over on the other channel, Mayo After Dark this Monday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Eastern. And I'm with you. Go Red Sox. Kill those Yankees. Another ring for you in the 21st century. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you. See ya.